I can't believe the Viper is almost done. Good afternoon, y'all. My name is Joe. Welcome back to another episode of Z-Fighter Performance Garage. For today's episode, we are finally back on our 2000 Dodge Viper GTS. And basically what we're going to be doing today is wrapping up the front end. We're going to be buttoning up our front headlights, getting those in and shimmed in the correct place, as well as installing our front bumper and our hood lift support, our hood, and pretty much just getting the entire front end wrapped up. Hopefully you enjoy today's video. So like I was stating in a previous video, the reason we took our headlights off and they weren't working is this grounding wire. Looks like the previous owner, instead of just removing the bolt and removing it, he decided to just cut it. Did that on both sides. So what I'm going to have to do is get our headlights, actually take the grounding wire off, resplice it into our headlights, and then go ahead and install our front headlights, then our hood lift support, and our front bumper. Now, the reason we really haven't worked on this car in quite some time is that, one, we're waiting on the fuel tank and the closeout panel. I've located the parts. I just haven't purchased them because they're wanting more than the parts are worth to just ship them. So still trying to figure that out, but also I was trying to wait for the hood to our Dodge Viper. This is the hood that came off of our car. We located it out in Amarillo, Texas. So it's kind of cool. We were waiting on this because we kind of wanted the actual 2000 hood, which a few differences from the hoods are this front corner right here on the second gen part of our GTSs are round, whereas the older version of the Gen 2s are more of a pointed end, and that was because people were catching themselves on the hood whenever the hood was up, and so they went to a more round end so that way it wouldn't be jabbing people in the leg. Let's get moving on getting our headlights installed, our front bumper installed, our hood lift supports installed, our air intake, and get this hood thrown on the car. All right, so what I'm doing now is taking a 13mm 6-point and removing this nut that is holding on our ground for our headlight. And there's one on the driver's side and passenger side. So let's jump to the other side. Go ahead and screw that on so I know where it's at for later. Cool. Do this side. Now that we have our two ground wires, we need to splice them in on our headlights, and then we can install our headlights. So we just got this piece of the lift support installed, but we still have to run and grab this from the shop from the old piece. so that way it'll actually keep it taut and be able to keep it up and down, the actual lift part. So that's what we're going to do now. Normally I would solder these, but this is just a ground, so we're going to use a butt connector for now. There we go. Our ground wire on our passenger side has been fixed. All I need to do now is get a lighter, shrink the shrink wrap, and jump onto the driver's side. All right, there we go. Now that we have fixed our passenger side headlight, I need to get, I said 13 earlier, it's actually a 12. Now I'm just going to have to do some adjusting and shimming of this headlight to get this where it reads level. Of course, I am going to take the front bumper back off to go ahead and put this headlight on. And then there's a little bit more to the driver's side headlight. What I found was they did some type of rig on the ground for this plug. I'm going to go ahead and remove this plug, take it apart, redo this plug so that way it's in the main harness. And then this is where right here, this is where the ground wire was cut from the previous owner. And so I'm going to slice this back and go ahead and butt connect it so that way we have a ground to run, and that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, now that I have fixed our driver's side headlight issue, we're going to install our ground wire here and plug in our power wire there and go ahead and set this down. Then after that, we can start adjusting these headlights and getting them fully mounted on our car. Kind of hard to see. Our ground wire is on. Ground wire's on. Now we're going to plug in our power wire for our headlights. Alright. There we go. And as I said over there, we're going to adjust the headlights with shims so that way this is like a measurement of where the headlight is sitting, and we want to get it dead on, so we're going to use shims to get this right at a 0 level with this leveler and the one that's on the passenger side. So let's get to it. Okay, so we have our driver's side headlight wires connected, and we do still have to do some adjustments, which is what we're going to do with shims. And it has its own leveler that's going to tell us pretty much what we need to shim as far as front, left, right, back, and we'll go forward from there. That's the driver's side, and you can definitely tell that this one's pitched down. So more than likely the front's going to need to come up, and we'll just use the levelers as our guides. And then once we get that done, we are going to remove this one last time, hopefully get the headlights wrapped up, put the front bumper back on. just wrapped up shimming the headlights. We are going to remeasure them once we have the hood and bumper on. We'll probably do a little bit more adjusting and go from there, but for right now they're on, and it's time to move forward with getting the air intake setup put on, and then our front bumper, and then our hood. Let's get to it. So we have the headlights, front bumper, hood lift support. Airbox still needs to be tightened down, but it's on there as well. Do need to adjust a little bit on the passenger side headlight, and basically it just needs to go back a little and over towards the driver's side. Driver's side looks pretty good. Yeah, so let's throw on the hood and see how she looks. There she is. We have our front bumper, headlights, hood, all ready to go. Yes, I know we gotta still get the vents that go basically over the tires, the front air duct, and the speaker grills for this. And we do still need to do a little bit of adjusting. As far as the hood's concerned, it's off just a little bit in the gaps, needs to be brought back a little bit, and the headlights actually need to go forward a little bit, but definitely super excited. We have almost a complete car. Now we need to get the passenger side rocker panel on, the passenger side mirror, finish the fuel tank and closeout panel, and the driver's side window regulator wire that's busted inside the door. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. If you liked today's video, please don't forget to hit the like button as well as the subscribe button. Also, please turn on your post notifications so you get all new content come to the channel. See you next time.